Fellas, have you ever found yourself in a situation where you're doing something and then suddenly stop and think, wait a minute, how did I even end up here? Maybe you're holding her purse while she shops, watching a show you swore you'd never watch, or saying, I'm sorry, when you're not even sure what you did wrong. Well, my friend, you might just be under some stealthy manipulation tactics that women have mastered over centuries. And trust me, you won't believe number 3. But don't worry, this isn't about calling anyone out. It's about understanding the subtle ways women can influence men, sometimes without even realizing they're doing it. And trust me, once you see these tactics, you can't unsee them. Now, before we jump in, let me be clear. This video is all about having fun, learning a little psychology, and hopefully preventing you from falling into these traps again. Women are brilliant, and these tactics aren't necessarily bad, they're just effective. So let's get into it. For 1, the silent treatment, the art of saying everything without saying anything. You know the feeling. Everything seems fine, and then suddenly, silence. No eye contact, no responses, just an eerie quiet that makes you start replaying the last 24 hours of your life like a detective trying to solve a crime. The silent treatment is a powerful tool because it plays on human psychology. We hate feeling ignored. Silence makes us uncomfortable, and our brain starts filling in the blanks with worst-case scenarios. Did I say something wrong? Did I forget something important? Is she mad at me, or just thinking about whether she left the stove on? Women know this, and when they go silent, it's a power move. They're shifting the dynamic, making you work for their attention. And let's be honest, it works. The moment she finally speaks, you feel a wave of relief, even if it means taking the blame for something you didn't do. Simple example. Imagine you're at dinner and she's suddenly quiet, looking down at her plate. No snarky remarks, no playful nudges, just silence. You start panicking. Babe, you okay? And she just shrugs. Oh, buddy, that's when you know you're in trouble. Want to know the best way to counter this? Stay calm. Don't let the silence get to you. If you react too quickly, you're playing right into it. Instead, give her space, and when she's ready to talk, she will. 2. The you should know trap. This one is a classic. Ever had a woman get mad at you, and when you ask why, she hits you with, you should know? The problem? You don't know. You really, truly, and honestly have no idea what's wrong. But admitting that will only dig you deeper into the grave you didn't even know you were standing in. Here's why this works. It puts all the responsibility on you. It makes you the detective in a crime you never committed. You'll find yourself apologizing just to get out of trouble without even knowing what you did. The psychology behind this tactic is simple. It makes you feel inadequate for not understanding her emotions. It forces you to prove how much you care by scrambling to figure out what went wrong. Simple example. She walks into the room, arms crossed. You. Hey babe, what's wrong? Her. Nothing. You. Are you sure? Her. You should know. And now you're stuck playing the most stressful guessing game of your life. The trick to handling this? Stay patient. Instead of getting defensive, say something like, I really want to understand, but I need you to help me. This shifts the responsibility back to her to explain, rather than making you feel like a mind reader. 3. Tears on demand, the ultimate power move. All right, now here's the big one. The one that will always work, no matter how tough you think you are. Tears. The moment a woman starts crying, it's game over. Whatever argument you were having, it doesn't matter anymore. That tough stance you were holding, gone. The moment those tears roll down her face, something deep in your soul tells you, fix this, now. And the best part, sometimes those tears aren't even real. Not that she's outright faking it, but let's just say some women have figured out how to tap into those emotions at just the right time. And suddenly, whatever you were arguing about is now your fault, and you're promising to make things right. Simple example. She's mad about something small, like you forgetting to text her back. At first, she's firm. But the moment she sniffs and her eyes get glossy, you're suddenly apologizing like you just crashed her car. Want to handle this one smartly. Show concern, but don't be too quick to give in. Sometimes giving her space is better than rushing to fix everything. Number 4. The compliment then request tactic. Ever had a woman butter you up before asking for something? You know, like when she says, "You're so strong. Can you help me move my entire apartment tonight?" This works because we love validation. When someone makes us feel good, we want to keep that feeling going. So when she tells you how amazing you are right before asking for a favor, you feel obligated to say yes. It's not manipulation in the evil sense, it's just strategic planning. Simple example. She looks at you and goes, "You always fix things so well. The sink is leaking, and I just know you'd be so good at fixing it." Next thing you know, you're under the sink with a wrench, Googling how to fix a sink. Number 5. The comparison game. Other men do it. This one is sneaky. Instead of directly asking you to do something, she compares you to someone else. "Oh, my friend's boyfriend surprised her with a weekend trip. Isn't that so sweet?" And there it is. The suggestion that you too could be this amazing romantic guy. And now you're thinking, wait, should I be doing that? This works because no one wants to feel like they're falling short. We all want to be seen as good partners, and the idea that other men are doing better, that's just enough pressure to make you step up your game. Simple example. She casually mentions, "Wow, Emily's boyfriend does all the cooking." You hear, "You don't cook enough. You better start." At the end of the day, most of these tactics aren't used out of malice. Women aren't waking up thinking, "How can I manipulate my man today?" It's just that over time they've learned what works. And honestly, men do it too, we just don't talk about it as much. But now that you know these tricks, what are you gonna do about them? Are you gonna call them out? Play along? Or maybe, just maybe, start using a few of these tactics yourself? Either way, next time you find yourself apologizing for no reason or fixing a sink you weren't planning to touch, just remember, you've been played.